Right, so halfway through season 2, but the fact that I'm already planning for players for season 3 in the same division will kind of tell you how it's been going. Before we get started, massive thank you to my latest member of the PATRON SQUAD, TREQ. Now, TREQ is a legend on YouTube for Football Manager. If you haven't checked his stuff out, what you're doing, his links are below. TREQ, massive thanks for joining the squad, mate. Much appreciated. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Come On Kara, and this is episode number 2, and we are halfway through season number 2. We did the first season predominantly on Twitch, but we are all over YouTube now, and this is where we're at. You can see last season we finished 12th, didn't we? At the minute we're sitting 10th with a pretty symmetrical record of won 7, drawn 8, lost 7. It's again one of them seasons. Recruitment wise, we tried our hardest to bring the quality up, but it's been a right struggle. So this screen here should give you a good insight into what's been going on off season, with a little bit of January just coming to it now. We've spent 18,000, we've recruited 9,000, but the big story is the amount of players. So look at that. I mean, there's about 20 players in, and you're looking at a similar amount out. So a lot of in, a lot out, but the standard's gone up. It has gone up a little bit, but we're still way off. Okay, so here's the league table in a bit more detail. We're sitting 10th. Okay, we've scored, where we're at, bang, 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 bang. We've scored 28 and conceded 29. So we're relatively solid. We just can't get over the hump of the quality of some of the other teams. If you look at the top of the table, Karabukspor, they are only conceded 14. They've scored 34 and they've already got 46 points. So they're already 17 points clear of us. So they're streets clear. Realistically, 5th place. Karabukspor, 40 points, 11 points clear. So you can see why in the intro I said I'm planning for next season, and it's going to be going back to basics. I had it in my mind this season that I was going to go 4-2-4, go all out, similar to a way I would approach a non-league team in England and go for it. Start the season up here, didn't really pan out. You can see there, we lost our first game, bit of a battering. Positive second game, back down to earth, and it just wasn't going on. Stuck with the 4 at the back, but there wasn't much going on. Took the plunge. We went with a 5 at the back, a wing back system, and results picked up. They picked up. You can see there, we're on a decent run. There wasn't many defeats, a couple here and there, but these to the top of the teams. But we've just drawn so many games. We're just kind of stagnating now, kind of stuck. Experimented with a 4-4-2 in the last game, didn't work. Back to a crossroads. So that's what we've been going with mostly. Now, the team from last season, looking at it, Burak is obviously our man in goals. And the big man, the 6'7" Sayhan Yadin, is still there. Had another good season, not as many goals. Other than that, it's all changed. Gökhan's there from last season. He's still there, but there's a lot of big changes going on. Yasser here has just come in January. He must be special because he's got a photo. There he is. He's come off the street market. He's ready to go to town. He's a striker, target man, 36. This is where we're at. He's 36. But the quality of him is a level up from what we have. So that's the type of level we're going to have to get next season to have any chance to get out of this league. We do have a potential new hero though. Up top there, Muhammad next to Yasser. Yasser Muhammad. This is the boy. If we didn't have him this season, we'd probably be down in the doldrums. Muhammad Öztürk, he scored 11 goals in 21 games. He came in for £6,000. That's big money for Karabukspor. £6,000, and he's done 10 in 20. If we get him the service, we've got a chance. But every time I try and open this game up into a 4-4-2 like this, it's gone wrong. We've been exposed and we just can't handle it. With this, we're a workmanlike team, we're decent, we're never going to go down. We're rock solid in that regard, but we're not going to go up. So I've got some big decisions to make. And it's going to come back to old school recruitment. And we're going to use the team report and analyst tab for this. And we're going to start it now. So you've got your team report down the side there. There it is. Now it'll come up with all these options here. A lot of you will already use this and good on you. Go down to comparison. Right, here it is. So what this does is it gives you comparison where your team is as opposed to everyone else in the league. And I'll level with you. Because it was a Twitch save at the start, I didn't feel like this was quite stunningly to watch while you're streaming. It's the sort of thing you get to grips with when you're offline, you're doing it yourself. And I forgot it, I didn't do it. And the results are quite startling. More fool me. So if I concentrate on physicals, because physicals at this level are the big main one. So we'll tick everyone off. Now, the problem we've got here is when we have physical, we go to defenders. So these lines here are your average in the league, you can see that. So your average is in the league is 10.87 and we're way below, you can see that, we're down here. Same, so that's for agility, acceleration, again, we're almost bottom. We're doing okay on balance, but this is defenders, remember. So jumping reach, we are the lowest jumping reach. So we're going to have a problem at corners, and I've noticed we've conceded a lot from corners. That makes sense. But you can see the averages across there, and we are generally way down. And now we've gone to strikers and midfielders. This is the biggest problem, midfielders. Look at that. We are way off the pace. This is a problem. This is a problem. I'm recruiting players, falling into that trap. I'm recruiting players on the pretty numbers, the passing, the flair, things like that. When in reality, at this level, I need to get these numbers higher up towards there. Otherwise, we're going to be way off, way off. Strikers is actually our strong point. You can see there, we're not far off. We're still below. But compared to the others, we're okay. The other ones I look for are mentals, and again, the striker ones are decent. We're actually way above average there. Not far off the top. Some of them are okay, but we're decent for strikers. Now when we get to midfielders, check it out. Again, midfielders' mentals are alright. Aggression, we're an aggressive team. So what that tells me is I'm missing the trick here. We need to be all up in the face. We need to get up in the grill. But that's where the success ends, because as you can see, it goes down a lot. So the meantime, what I'm seeing is midfield is our problem at the minute. We've got to do defence. Not too bad. It's actually not too bad. So midfield is where I really need to concentrate and get some more workers in there, some more units in there. Think of ID, the 6'6" guy. He's basically doing it by himself, and he's got a load of pretty little players around him. At this level, we need to get some beasts. So what can we achieve this season with all that being said? Now look, we're 10th in the table. I'm quite happy with that, halfway. If you look at the season preview, yet again, we were judged to be one of the bottom teams. It's gone up because of the couple of the players we've recruited, but at the start of the season we were 250 to 1. So we're expected to be down struggling. We're not, we're sitting 10th. So maybe I shouldn't be too disappointed. But to move on, next season, pre-season, we need to get them stats that we just focused on way up and get some boosts. So what we're going to do now is going to go to our next match against Nazili Boulevard, I think it is. They're 11th, we're 10th. We'll see a few movement patterns, see how we're going. We're going to try a new tactic because the free back with wing backs is solid, but we're just not breaking through. So I think we're going to take a hit on some results now and get ourselves ready for next season and try something. Okay, that's how we're going to set up. We're going to keep it quite narrow because we're compact, we're not conceding many goals. I just want to push on a bit more. So we're losing a centre back and we're gaining a midfielder because that's where we're really weak in those stats. The midfield was scary, it scared me. So we've put our centre back who can also play in there a bit higher up just to beef it up a bit. Now I'm not expecting miracles here because it's not a formation we've played this season, but we'll see. This is all about building for next season now. You notice we're in 2D because I like to see where the players are on the pitch. So here's Arif, the wing back. There's Big Saihan over. Yeah, it just helps me see where the players are, where we're lacking, gaps here and there. TV view and director view look sexier, but if you're trying to sort your team out, you really need to watch in this view or director of football view. What I have noticed in this league is there's not a lot of chances, you know. The games are super tight and they fly by before you even know it. Ball forward, right, here we go. Enos wins it. Here's the big man, Saihan. Muka hit, Keenan. That's that little triangle in midfield now. Gökhan hits. Gökhan's one of the shining lights. He'll be there next season. Just wondering if we're getting our wing backs high up enough the pitch. Well, here's one of them taking the throw in now to Muhammad, striker, corner. Right, can we get something? Obviously, set plays are huge in this. So it's just below my fat head. Corner comes in. There's Hakan. Just over. This sums up our run though. Tight games, just not making the breakthrough. Keenan hits, big save. We've been the better team. I quite like the way this diamond's working so far. Saihan absolutely balloons it over, but it's okay. It's a positive start. That crew looks like a wrap. It looks like yet another draw. It is. Normally I'd be pretty gutted that I showed you a 0-0 draw, but that kind of sums up where we're at. We are struggling to break teams down, but there was good signs there. The two wing backs looked good. We have the potential to push them on even further, so we're going to persist with this tactic a few more games, and we'll see where we're at. So as we wrap this episode up, we've got a lot to do. As we can see, we've been in charge now for 63 games. We've got a win percentage of 34%, which kind of reflects where we're at. Kits looking beaut, by the way, aren't they? So we're sitting 10th, 23 games gone. We've got 15 games to go. I'm going to play through them now, and then we'll see where we're at when we pick up the next episode. One thing I'll definitely be doing though is a huge recruitment drive in using this section here. You can see there we've got some work to do. Remember, the big one was physicals and midfielders, which is bloody awful. Look at that. Has anyone in the comments had a worse physical team than that? I mean, we're just asking to get punched. So that's where we'll leave Karabukspor for this episode. We're making strides. It's going to be a long haul, this one. We're not just going to smash through these leagues. We've got some work to do. I'm confident though. We're going to build that diamond formation. We're going to try yet again to get a variation of a 4-4-2 working as well. I'm just thinking like these are going to be the best way to get out of these leagues. So that's what we're going to try. I've just realised there is a team there. Check it out. Karabukspor, yet to be defeated. 1-11, drawn 12, so fair play to them. Let's see if we can get some progress for the next episode. Thank you for the feedback on the last episode, by the way. This is the way the structure is going to be. Bit of chat, bit of insight into the game, and then me toiling away trying to get the Cara boys up.